could have been, what should have been, but what wasn't. Instead, we got a conference from Nintendo that was about as stupid as a guy thinking that this game...
Take out all the target dummies and show me you've got the right stuff for this patrol.
...is the same as this game. I am empty fridge with money in it mad. I am a guy cashing his check at a bank in the middle of nowhere mad. I am completely disappointed. I am let down. I mean, this is just another reason why I say E3 is an event for social rejects. This is another reason why I say I really don't pay attention to E3. It's just a bunch of corporate slaves being cheerleaders, screaming, crying, who won this, who won that, who lost this, who lost that, and in the end, what does it amount to? Disappointment across the board. I even had to bring the Sunny D back, I'm so angry. Now, on to the Nintendo conference. More questions than answers. How is that even possible? Tell me. Tell me how that is even possible. And before I even get into this conference, anybody defending Nintendo, anybody making excuses for Nintendo, jump off a cliff. I mean, really. How much loyalty do you have towards a company that completely pulled a no-show? They did not show up at all. They're showing new hardware. They're trying to get people to buy a new system, and they completely blew it in every way fashionable. Now, the one thing I will say, the controller, I like it. The controller is good. Nice, solid, looks comfortable, looks functional. The controller is good. Outside of that, pathetic. Garbage. I still don't know about the online. I still don't know about the price. I still don't know about the specs. I still don't even know if the thing has a hard drive built into it or not. And if it doesn't have a hard drive, then what is of the online? What is of the OS? What is of everything? The hard drive is integral. And if they're telling me that I have to buy a USB hard drive, even though I have one, if it's not standard, then that brings up a whole bunch of other problems. Games. A complete lack of any meaningful games. Now don't get me wrong, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U would be a game I'd buy because I like that game. Pikmin 3, not my thing, but it's an okay game. But keep in mind, Nintendo, you got national TV coverage on Spike TV, aka Rev TV. You're trying to make a console that appeals to the revs of the world. You're making a console that appeals to the so-called hardcore or core gamer, the multi-platform people, the Rev gamer. And I haven't heard from Rev in a while, but he probably laughed at the Wii U. He probably is not going to have anything to do with it. And to be honest, with the piss-poor showing that was shown, I don't even want a Wii U anymore. You made me go from wanting to get the Wii U day one to not even really wanting it at all. I mean, if you're debuting new hardware and you're trying to flex the muscle, I mean, I understand Nintendo games are of the cartoony nature, but you gotta show games that can push the hardware. An F-Zero, a Star Fox, a Metroid, something new, anything. But you can't be showing games that can be done on the regular Wii. You can't be showing games that aren't pushing their capabilities to any degree. Price launch, a mystery. Online, a mystery. The controller cutting the frame rate in half if using more than one means that I'm not going to buy a second controller, the tablet thing. Performance over everything. Performance over graphics. Every time I will put a PC game in, if my computer hypothetically could not run the game at the max settings at 60 frames per second, rest assured, I will lower those settings. And for any of the clowns out there that wanted to wait a year for the Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, whatever you want to call it, Armored Easy Edition. Unbelievable. You're gonna wait a year to pay $60 for a year-old game, when I could probably buy that game at that time on Steam, the superior version, the definitive version, for peanuts. And for any of those people that were waiting that already own a 360 or a PS3, smack yourselves, please. And for those that thought that the Wii U tablet was going to be good with detective mode, where you wouldn't have to look down at the screen or look up at the screen, that you'd just be able to use the controller, because you know you can see directly down through your mouth while holding a controller, you're an idiot. The controller is not going to substitute for detective mode. You're not going to be holding the controller out here. The controller doesn't cloak your hands and everything around you so you can see directly through it. I mean, if that's the case, why does the Wii U even need a TV at all? Why not just play everything on the tablet? Morons. As for the games they've shown, it's good that Nintendo's getting third-party support back, but when I seen Tekken with mushrooms, people getting big and small, I almost just lost it. This conference was complete and utter failure. I mean, here I am thinking, you know, Heart8 is a Nintendo hater. He's trolling. He's just trying to get a rise out of people. I'm about to call him up right now and ask him for the next winning lottery tickets, because to a T, he predicted everything. Just complete embarrassment. I need to see reasons why I want to buy a Nintendo Wii U. That does not include multi-platform games. For every game that's multi-platform, it goes on the PC. The PC, even without exclusives, is the most relevant platform to me in gaming. Why? Because the majority of games I buy are multi-platform. It's pretty sad that the PC, not even showing up at E3, was more relevant in my eyes than the new system of the Nintendo Wii U. That Ubisoft game, Star Wars 1313, Arma 3, Planetside 2, all these games you see running in the background on other companies' conferences like Ubisoft or EA, all running on a PC. Rest assured, believe that. So all in all, Nintendo's conference, a complete failure. No Advance Wars on the 3DS, meaning I'm not buying a 3DS, a complete failure. No Mega Man, I mean, I can't fault Nintendo for that. They can't make Mega Man themselves. Capcom has to do that. They have their own issues with Ifeune and all that. But you can control making an Advance Wars title, which you did not do, meaning I will not buy your 3DS system. Sorry. As for the Xbox 360, highly irrelevant. Another Halo, another Gears, a Forza. I don't play racing sims, Xbox Glass or whatever. I literally conked out, woke up, drool all over my shoulder, passed out from that conference. That's how bad it was. As for the PlayStation 3, the Sony conference, Vita's irrelevant. Has no games I'm interested in. All the games they have, I'll rather just play their console equivalents. They put their D teams on the Vita. You're not going to have Naughty Dog on the Vita. You're not going to have Insomniac on the Vita, as you can see with Resistance Burning Sky. They put their D teams on the Vita, thus that you're going to get a D team experience. Now, I can say this, that Quantum Dreams game, no interest in. I mean, not my type of game. Looks amazing for people that like it. Good for you. PlayStation All-Stars, garbage. Garbage. I have no interest in any of those Sony characters. The whole allure of Super Smash Bros., the whole allure of a crossover game, the whole allure of a King of Fighters game, a Marvel crossover game, is the characters. And Sony characters, to me, just aren't interesting. But as for The Last of Us, if you don't have a PlayStation 3, buy one. Because that game was easily the game of the show, and one of the games I'm looking forward to the most. Want that game. Naughty Dog is a top-tier developer, up there with Blizzard, Nintendo, Valve, whoever you want to name. Naughty Dog is up there. Going back to Nintendo, like I said before, if Nintendo does not win, they lose. They could have an amazing conference, but if they don't have the best conference, they lose. They had everything to show, everything to gain, nothing to lose. It was so easy for them to win. They had new hardware and they came up flat. Completely. A Wii Fit U, Super Mario Sticker Star, Pikmin, and nothing I was really interested in, and completely and totally disappointed in everything this conference had to offer all across the board, except for The Last of Us. The reality is simple, and it's right there. Not only was this E3 a failure, E3 2012, the day console gaming for me has died. Done. Finished. I have no desire to purchase anything outside of The Last of Us for a console. My consoles are for Japanese RPGs and fighting games. Outside of that, they are irrelevant. Any multi-platform game is on the PC, meaning I only buy games solely found on consoles for consoles. There's no reason for me to buy it on anything else. No reason. There is no reason for me to spend more money for a console game, more money for an inferior, lesser product than what I play on the PC right here. Nintendo gave me no reasons as a PC gamer to want to buy, to invest in their system. Unbelievable.